Hi, chat. How are we all doing? It is, in fact, a Tuesday. I just had a really funny email I saw. I just was like, oh, let me do a quick check here. I haven't checked it today. Earlier today, I just deleted it, so I can't talk about it. I can't, like, show you guys it. Plus, no, it didn't dox me. No, never mind. I was about to be like, plus it would have done that. No, it just had my old username in it. And I have a, obviously, I have, like, a separate account that I have for, like, my personal stuff than I do for my Mac stuff. It was very funny, a message to my personal one from Twitch being like, why aren't you more active on Twitch? And I'm like, I'm literally... It was just a very nicely timed moment for me of looking at that right now of like, oh, email from Twitch being like, why aren't you here? It's because I'm here, but I'm wearing a different hat, you know? I'm not using that account, I'm using this account. I'm wearing different clothes. I'm having a little time over here. But hello, everybody. I hope we're all having ourselves a wonderful day. It is, in fact, a Tuesday. I already said that part. But we're here anyway. I hope we're having ourselves as good of a time as we can. We're doing more art today, having ourselves a wonderful time doing some lovely art. I was doing this yesterday as well. I want to finish up one of the ones that I started yesterday, which is a revenge on Artfight user Dr. House and... Well, I don't know where my tab with Dr. House's account went. Whatever their pronouns are. Their character, Abstract Antics, is who I'm going to be... I'm gonna be finishing up that one, and then hopefully by the time I'm done with that, I'll have a good idea of which character I want to continue drawing for my next bit. I have quite a few revenges that I do in fact need to do. I guess I don't need to, but I like to do revenge. I haven't been doing too many just attacks in general this year, but, you know, I think it's good to try and get myself to do the revenges. Those are the priority to me, is revenge. I did do some art off camera, off stream. I worked on the sketch that I finished yesterday. I lined that. I've got most of the basic colors in. I just gotta do a little bit of that and then it's just shading. I feel like that should go pretty easy. Pretty niceies, pretty lovelies. But yeah, that'll be nice when we get to that. Before we get all that though, let's see here. Is there anything else I need to talk about before I go into, like, a birthday mode here? I don't think so. I did get attacked again as well, so I do have another additional revenge. In addition to all of the ones I was talking about yesterday, I have another one. Because I got another attack on my beautiful anglerfish. But yeah. You know, you may know this guy as the, where's my fucking emotes? You may know that guy as a certain little, why can't I fucking send him in the chat? I have to refresh my dashboard. It's loading. There we go. Hit that boop. Bam. That's what he looks like. That's our beautiful little creature. Oh boy. But that aside... I'm excited to get into it. For the background music today, I am just gonna put on the Deltarune soundtrack. I really liked the stuff that I put on yesterday. I like that a lot. Just I got, I don't know why I was hitting the loop button. The loop button didn't work, so I'd have to manually loop it whenever it ended. But alright, let's see here. I'm like, I don't think I'm gonna get through all of the Deltarune soundtrack in one stream, you know? And if I do, boy oh boy, I'm going to be confused. Let's see here. Today is, of course, July 21st, so let's go ahead and read the birthdays for today. Oh, that's a fun. Didn't we have one? Yeah, we did have we had a character like this. We had a character from the same media just a couple of days ago. But today is the birthday of Takamine Yanagihori from Corpse Party. It is also the media release anniversary of the Barbie movie from 2023, as well as the movie Monster House. I haven't thought about that in a while. Oh my god. And then the song Dune by Hachi featuring Hatsune Miku. I love that one. It's also known as Sand Planet, but I like it. It's good. And then I'll go ahead and read off tomorrow, July 22nd, Wednesday. That is the birthday of Sam Reich. That is the only one that I have on for tomorrow. It's always funny whenever there's just a day that has barely anything on it. Because there's some days that have a bajillion things, and then there's things that have one. Technically, I believe there's still the 2. Is it 2? I believe so. There's only 2 days that we don't have anybody's birthday on. Do I still have the... I do! So February 25th and September 27th are the 2 days that I don't have anyone's birthday on. Which is a shame. But alright. Let's see here. Beep, bop, boop. Beep, bop, 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 boop. Okay. Is there anything else I really need to do before I swap over to the art screen? I'm trying to think of, like, if anything fun happened. But it hasn't been too long, really, since I, you know? Since I was streaming yesterday. I haven't done anything cool. I haven't done any, crimes. I couldn't think of anything. I couldn't think of anything that somebody would do. I do actually have a soda this time. I'm like halfway through it. And now I'm like 3/4 of the way through it. I assume you would say like the amount that you've drank, right? Not... Yeah, I'm 3/4 through it, leaving a quarter left. Oh, that makes sense. That's the order of things that you say it. Whatever. You know, it's time. It's time. I'm already getting too stupid to be this big. I gotta get really... Hi. There we go. I've returned to my true form. I mean, it's more so the other way around. Whatever. Whatever, I'm in this form now. Whether it's my true form or not, this is the form that I'm in. And it's the thought that counts. The count the thoughts. Alright, Sans. Thank you for your music. It's wonderful music. However, I'm gonna be listening to music that is similar to, but substantially different from this. You may now exit stage whatever. Whichever side of the stage you want. And I'll put on the Deltarune soundtrack. Some of these songs will probably make me go crazy. But then again, I think that just happens when you listen to a video game soundtrack. But let's go over here. We'll go over to the tablet. That's the wrong button. It's technically this button. There's like barely any difference between them, but this one is the important one. And now we get to art. I mean, as I said, I've done most of the color. I do actually have these as well. I just I've temporarily turned them off while I'm doing this back bit here. I'm working on I don't know if on this character they are actually eyes, or if it's just the pattern of the coat. But that is what I'm working on here, is coloring those all correctly. Let's see here. Let me grab a yellow. This is just what I've been doing. I was listening to a podcast and just doing this. Okay, I need these to be good, nice circles. I was wondering, because of these being sort of the eyes, whether I would have to tag this as body horror on Artfight. I think I might, just in case. Because they are pretty much eyes, you know? Even if they are a coat pattern, they are made to resemble eyes. And I think if that were something I were sensitive to, I probably would also still be sensitive to something that just looks like it instead of actually being it, you know? Like, as an arachnophobe myself, sometimes things that aren't spiders scare me, you know? Even though they're not technically arachnids. But because they look like spiders, it's scary. So I assume it's similar here. There we go. Okay. And then that just leaves us with the blue eyes. I didn't realize until I was coloring this that the green in the tail isn't really green at all. Like, the green in the mane and tail is just so not green. Just a dark yellow. Or a desaturated yellow. Crazy to me. People's talent. Okay, so on the blue eyes, it's green, then yellow, then orange. So let's start with this one here. It's the Susie riff. Green, and then yellow. And then orange in the middle here. Woo. Okay, and now we do this for the others. There's 1, 2 left. Whoop, too big. Okay, so that we got the green. And then we get the yellow. I think we can have like a sliver of orange on this one. I guess another thing that I've been doing lately, update on my re-listen to the Adventure Zone, is that I am on Story and Song right now. I'm only, I think I'm like partway into episode 2 of 3 of Story and Song. So I'm technically nearly over with it, but I remember these episodes are a bit longer. Because they wanted to end on episode number 69. But I'm glad, Phantasmal and Resplendent, you know? I listened to that earlier. And that was fucking poggers. Griffin McElroy does such a good job of making you care about this NPC who only shows up, really, in the last 2 arcs. She fucking rules. There we go! Now we've got that, and I think I can merge these layers here. Bop, boop. Let me take this bit from this layer. We're gonna put this on a second different layer. You know what? They can share a layer with the earring. So I was considering here maybe having the back leg be separate from the front leg, like I have that with the eyes. Let's see here. Let's turn the eyes off for a second. And then for all layers? No. Maybe for editing layer? There we go, that works. Control X, Control V, turn that layer on. We'll merge that one, and we'll merge this one. There we go. And this will be the back leg. Like, I'd fucking know this song. This is Rousey telling us a beautiful story. I need to get back into editing. I've gotten distracted from it the last few days. Because I was like, I'll wait. I'll, like, focus more on Artfight instead. Because I think that's, like, a good... If I'm gonna stop doing it for any reason, you know, it's like, okay. That's a fine reason to me of doing it like that. Because then, you know, I'm focusing on developing a skill and having a good time. But then I haven't been doing enough art, I think, to really justify that. But whatever. That's how shit goes. I just gotta decide which thing I want to lean into. Otherwise, I'll just keep waffling in between them, and nothing will happen. 'Tis the woes of the ADHD. Ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-ba. Hell yeah. What happened here? What layer is this gunk on? Aha, that is on the back legs layer. Is it this one? It's this one! That's an interesting spot. There we go. I do have the front legs on a separate bit with the gloinks. I might merge those again. Yeah, I think I will. I didn't want them to get too weird. I think I might also... Where's the face bit? Does this get fucked up if I move it down here? No, it does not. I think I'm gonna merge the face with the rest of the body there. Alright. Hey there, Ashley. We're continuing on with the pony. Okay, where do I want the lighting to come from? I'm thinking from, like... sort of... just, like, sort of straight on, but with, like, a slight angle. So, like, Shadow's gonna be, like, over here or whatever. I was doing the yellow just because that's the color I had on. Maybe I'll do a fun color. I think it'd be fun to do a fun color of shading. Yeah, good afternoon! Let's see here. What color of shading would I want to do? Because this is a very colorful little guy. I mean, I do sort of like this yellow thing. Yellow tends to be more of a highlight, though. I mean, I could do yellow if I'm doing more of like a white, straight up white highlight. I mean, I could try it. Let's try it. Let's see here. I think that also makes sense because, like, the body is purple. You know? thus making it mostly a purple thing, and yellow and purple are complementary colors. I don't know if you can tell that from my design. Of me. Let's see here. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. You know, I might like a little bit of this. There we go. Wiggling my layers around a little bit here. I need this brush to be bigger. And we just sort of woo woo woo. Multiply. I think I did that brush too big. I know I was talking about how I needed the brush to be bigger, but... Okay, what if we do this then? What if we start off with this one? Yeah, with this softer brush here. Like, wow. Might make it a bit more intense, I'm not sure. Well, I mean, I'll keep it like this, and then I might do, like, a couple layers of it. That tends to be how I shade things. Maybe it's a bad idea for me to be listening to the Deltarune soundtrack. I might just keep getting distracted by it. As much as I love it. That may be a problem. But it's also... why deny myself the wonder and joy and happy of listening to Deltarune? So Lee, you just redeemed second, but nobody has redeemed first yet, so I don't know how you did that? Okay, Ashley has now gotten first. I was being quiet about it, I was like, somebody's gonna realize eventually. I didn't expect the second to happen, though. Boy, oh boy. Alright. There we go. I mean, I like it. We can experiment. Let's, like, travel around with some, like, different... Because we could just do this button of converting. Because what if I do blue? Because blue is a more traditional shady color. I could also try orange, more specifically than yellow. Which I think does also work, because there is quite a bit of orange in this design. What did the yellow look like again? My original yellow was this. Okay, we got this yellow and then this orange. I like the orange more, I think. It is nice. I like seeing... I think, like, the first time I heard somebody be like, oh yeah, I use orange for my shading, I was like, what the fuck? And then, like, I did it, and I was like, oh my god, it looks like Jell-O. That's what I think of every time I use orange as shading now. I'm like, oh, it does look a little bit like Jell-O. I do want to eat it. Whenever I use orange shading, I want to eat whatever I drew. There we go. I think that's good. I think that's good there. Need to readjust the way I'm sitting. This isn't the optimal art position. I never switched my posture over to art mode when I hit the art button. Now that may sound stupid, but the button to go over to this screen on the stream is I just have it labeled as art. That is what I meant. However, I realized that that may not come across. I'm not hitting the art button on myself. And then I go, haha, it's time to make art. However, I wish I had that button. That would solve a lot of my problems, I think. Not all of them. And probably not even the important ones. But it would solve some of them. That would be wonderful. I'd like buttons that would do, like, all those different types of things, you know? Okay, multiply. Yeah, this might be one of those cases where I need the multiply at, like, 100%. Ominous. Orange on orange action. There we go. Then a bit more orange. Morange, if you will. I certainly will. I'll indulge myself in morange. There we go. Should I also... let's see here. While I'm going around and doing the shading, I can add some highlights. And I think a good one, of course, for orange would be blue, as they are complementary colors. So if I do that and then I hit screen... or maybe overlay? Maybe a little- oh my goodness, 80 stream streak? Jesus, Maple. Your power. People- every stream, I think people achieve numbers that are not real. It's too many. That's too many numbers. How did you count that high? I can't count that high. I can only count to- oh no wait, I should say- I guess no, I was gonna be like, wait, I should just say however many followers I have. How many do I have again? I mean, I knew I had over 80. Obviously, that contains, like... how many 80s fit into that number? At least, yeah, there's at least 80 of you guys here. Ignore what it says, like right here. Like right over here. Ignore that. Nobody knows. Nobody knows how many of y'all there are. Nobody's ever known. It's everybody's guess. I mean, like, you do have the option when you're streaming to turn that number off so you can't see it. I have that number on, but I do have viewer count turned off all the time. I never know how many of you there are. You guys are full of mystery. You guys could be huge or small and I would not know. Unless you made it clear. I forgot to do the, going over here. Level up. A little shiny on this hoof. Overlay or screen. think overlay. This other one. Overlay. Yeah. You leave viewer count off too much anxiety? Yeah. I think that was just like something I heard advice of doing like first stream. I was like, okay, I think I do that. Otherwise, you're just paying attention to that number instead of anything else. Also, hi, Clyde. I didn't say that. Shiny. Shiny. We need to make these hooves sparkle. Some Cinderella shit. Oh, I learned about, the fucking... the Ugly Stepsister horror movie the other day. I was watching the Kill Count, awards. The Dead Meat Horror Awards. I think that's what they're called. I hadn't heard about that movie. That seems really funny. I love a good campy horror movie. Nope, not overlay. Who do you think I am? Some kind of person who chooses an overlay layer? Well, you'd be right. But not for shading. I use that for highlights. Not dark lights. Yeah. That's my epic line. I deliver that and I get an Oscar. They're all over me at the Academy Awards. They're obsessed with my swag. And they give me 40 Tonys. And they're like, I don't know why we have all these Tonys. We're the Oscars. But somehow we got the Tonys. There was a mix-up in the mail. We get our mail in from the awards factory. They send them out to all the shows. And then there was a mix-up. And they sent these Oscar guys, they sent us the Tonys instead of the Oscars. And now we have all these Tonys. We don't know what to do with all these Tonys. We're not the Tonys. So you Mack the Cheesy, you get all the Tonys. How many did I say? 40? I get all the Tonys. Every one of them. And for some reason, they all still have, like, my name, like, engraved on them. It's like, whoa, how'd that happen? That's crazy. And I'm like, I don't know, I didn't plan it. And they're like, that makes you sound like you planned it. And I'm like, I genuinely didn't. I was trying to be honest. I don't know what this is. And they're like, did you plan this? I'm like, I didn't. I'm glad to get a Tony, but I don't know. You know how it's like you get each of the Academy Awards, it's an EGOT? Yeah. Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. I get all those, and then they give me more. I gotta have all of them. I deserve a Tony at the very least. Thank you. I was robbed at the Tony Awards. They were giving them all to all the other musicals or whatever. They were giving them to fucking Oklahoma or some shit. Some bullshit like Oklahoma. I have no beef with Oklahoma. I've never seen it. I've seen the state. I've not been to it, but I've flown over it. I've had like not overlays, layovers. Overlays are my layers. I've had layovers in Texas because, you know, big airport there. So I've been over Oklahoma for sure. What the fuck was I talking about? We can add a Mack and make it a me god. Yeah, cause me got 'em all. There's... what are awards? Because I can get all of them. Surely. Because it's like, Oscar. I just do like a cool monologue. And then everybody loves me and they give me them. I could win every Oscar. I could be a movie. I could be the movie that they talk about on the red carpets. That could be me. I could be a movie. Without the music cut when I said that, because it got scared of me. It knows my power. It knows I can be a movie. I can be I can be it. That's my power. I like acting. I could for sure. I could act like $1,000,000. The deer. I get on all fours and I just start running around and making deer noises. But for $1,000,000. And everybody's so impressed. They give me every Oscar. Including the Grouch. I own the rights. The Oscar the Grouch they give to me. Because they're like, holy shit. You did so good. And I'm like, fuck, yeah, I know I did. That's my power. And then, the other ones? Tony? That's also acting. That's 2 actings. Just one's on stage. I can do that shit. With my eyes closed. Depending on the role. I could also have my eyes open if the role required my eyes to be open. That's not something a lot of people can do. They can either only act with their eyes open or their eyes closed. I can act both ways. Bisexual. I'm not. But it just felt right to say that for that joke. I don't want to steal cred. I don't want to steal valor like Misha Collins did that one time. You guys ever- how often do you guys think about Misha Collins accidentally coming out as bisexual and then having to walk it back like 3 days later? Like, I'm not. I didn't mean to phrase it like that. Because I think about that quite a bit. Beep bop boop. Anyway, yeah. Oscar and Tony, those are just acting. I can get that. Emmy? That's also fucking acting, but that's on the TV. Why is it for EGOT 3 of them are acting? Like, they should either all be acting, or they should be a bunch of whatevers, you know? It's just like they're just acting in different places. And it is a different form of acting, depending on, like, where you are. Like, you have to act in a different manner. Stage acting is incredibly different to various things. You remember when the Misha-apocalypse happens because you had friends who were into him? Oh boy, I remember... I wasn't on Tumblr yet for, like, the first few original ones. But... 2021, the Misha-apocalypse that year was really funny, because it fucking came back, because that was after Destiel was canon. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. Instead of doing the one Misha Collins face, it was all the images of him during the fucking confession with his big wet eyes. Incredibly funny, that face. It's truly... Fucking November 5th was one of the funniest days I've ever got to experience. I truly... Like, the next few days I spent explaining what happened to, like, so many people. for the next week, I was explaining what occurred to me. Just being like, oh my god, this is the best thing I've ever seen that ever happened. I was living my goddamn life. It's truly just so funny. Fuck it, I'll tell the story again. If anybody's lived through November 5th, 2020, I'm sure you guys would love to reminisce. So picture this. First of all, it's 2020. We all know what was happening that year. And this is November. This is like peak, everybody's just still like... I feel like this is like peak crazy times. Because it's not like you're even really used to it yet, but you haven't been able to go outside and do anything for a long time still. You haven't had too much happening, right? And it's also November. Which, if you're like me and you live in the United States, that's election month. And even aside from the United States, I know that the presidential elections of this country have a big impact on some other foreign nations, so, you know, a lot of people paying attention to this. It's really tight. This is, of course, a Biden-Trump year. We're all waiting, because this is one of the times where, like, we're waiting to see what will happen, and I believe it was Georgia. We're all curious, we don't know what'll happen, it's taking so long to go. It's all, everybody's nervous. And then, not the penultimate episode, but, like, the penultimate episode of Supernatural, a long-running TV show that has, I believe, this is its 15th season. 15th and final season has been going on, of course, for 15 years. Once one of the titans of entertainment on Tumblr. If you've ever heard of Super Hulock, this is the Super and Super Hulock, and if you've not heard of Super Hulock, that is an entirely other thing for me to explain. Long story short, 3 of the biggest fandoms ever. This is one answer to how a horse would wear tights. Welcome on in. I'm explaining what happened November 5th, 2020, because it's one of my favorite things. The penultimate episode. I believe there were 20 episodes, so this would be episode 18. If those numbers are wrong, my apologies. I'm just gonna be treating those like those numbers are correct, so I can stop saying penultimate. Episode 18 of season 15 of Supernatural comes out. I guess I should say for additional context, back in 2007, the writer's strike happened. Not the more recent one, obviously, but the original big one. Now, this led to a lot of different things happening throughout the entertainment industry, especially within television, because when their writers are striking, they're not making new stuff. This led, of course, to the popularization, really, or like it becoming a much bigger thing for reality TV to be a thing, because, of course, it's a lot less writing for reality TV. That's why it got so huge then, you know, that's when, like, I believe, like, your Jersey Shores and stuff took off. But, another consequence of that was that this TV show, Supernatural, and it's, like, I'd say pretty big popularity bit of it here. I think the fandom would get bigger, but I would still say peak popularity. Just for the vibe of it. And they introduce a character early, because originally the end of season 3 of Supernatural ends with one of the main characters, Dean Winchester, in hell, And I'm sorry if any of these details of the show itself are a little off. I might be a little off here. I believe he was in hell. He might have been in something that was pretty much hell, but I'm pretty sure he was just straight up in hell. And they're like, well, we need to get him out of there. They had to, like, skip a couple of episodes ahead because of the writer's strike, so episode 1 of season 4, they introduce a character that they were going to have appear later, and a character who was going to be, originally, either a one-off or just here for a couple of episodes. But the fans loved this character so much that he became one of the main characters for the entire rest of the show. They introduce Castiel, an angel who, in his introduction, grips Dean tight and raises him from perdition, is how he phrases it. He saves Dean's life. And just like that, one of the biggest ships in all of fandom ever, in my humble opinion, is born. Destiel, Dean Winchester, and Castiel the Angel. The slashfic is immense. Fun fact, if you're familiar with the term queerbaiting, guess what fandom coined that term, and for why? Supernatural is the original queerbait, my friends. This was a huge thing. The actors knew about it, the writers knew about it, the fans, of course, knew about it, and they were making sure the writers knew about it at times. They would, like, do cheeky references to it on occasion. The actors kept making gay jokes about their characters, and since most of the fans, who, at least from my point of view, were rather younger people, like maybe in their 20s or younger, a lot of fans, like, fell for it, really, including me, into thinking, like, this is going to be a thing. But it never really did. And as we, like, all grew up, we were like, yeah, they were tricking us a bit. I sort of get it. They were never really going to be canon. I can live content with that and be like, hey, at least I had such a good time in that. Even though I'm not watching the show anymore. You know? Most people had, like, moved on from it, because once again, the show went on for 15 fucking years. A lot of people had fell off at the end of it. Especially as it became clear, it's like, oh, they're not really focusing on the aspects of the show that we really got into it for, etc., etc. And then, episode 18 of season 20. Not 20, sorry, of season 15. Not 20 seasons of it, only the 15. Castiel tells Dean that he loves him, and then immediately dies. I don't know if you've heard of the trope bury your gays, but typically they last even a bit longer than immediately. And the scene is shot in such a crazy way because it was made during COVID. So the actors couldn't be near each other. So it's so obviously, like, stitched together, the shot, reverse shot. They're, like, looking sort of in different directions. Like, there's, like, a point where, like, Castiel pushes Dean, and Dean falls the wrong way. Like, Misha Collins is, like, crying. Misha Collins being Castiel's actor, he's crying. He's got the biggest, saddest eyes. Jensen Ackles, Dean Winchester's actor, is, like, straight-faced, like, huh? Incredibly different expressions. And the absurdity of this show that went on for 15 years, that this queerbait ship for 11 years, has finally become true. This is textually canon now. But it is sort of ambiguous, you know? He just says, I love you. And then Dean says, don't do this, Cass. It's like, does Dean also like him? Or does the I love you mean something more familial or platonic? Is it romantic? What's the intention of that? We were all, like, panicked about the fucking election, and then in comes Destiel with the steel chair. And the memes go crazy. Everybody's posting screenshots of this moment. Everybody's losing their mind. And then, on this very same day, a rumor is started. A rumor that we would later that day learn is not true, but for a couple of hours swept the internet, especially these same circles, that Vladimir Putin was resigning. Now, of course, once again, this was not true. However, this became the first instance of what Tumblr's news system is now. Every time there's a major event, people replicate this, which is a meme of the Destiel confession scene. Cass saying, "I love you," and Dean responding, "Putin is resigning." Every time breaking news happens now, I see the biggest, wettest eyes in the world. And I know that Dean Winchester is about to tell Castiel about some breaking news story. And it's beautiful. And then later that day as well is when Georgia flips and turns blue for the first time in fucking decades. I believe that is also the same day Nevada did the exact same thing. It was truly beautiful. And I believe as well this was the same day. Remember Georgia turning blue? Little did you know, unless you were also there in the mines, that on that very same day, Dean Winchester was saying, "Don't do this, Cass." And Cass shoves Dean a little bit, and then gets absorbed into goop and dies. I'm with you in the dark. Now the thing is, I've been saying he dies. I've been doing a little bit of oversimplification for what he actually did. If you've ever heard the phrase super hell, that is where this comes from. So technically, Cass doesn't die. He's an angel, right? It's a little weirder than that. He had made a weird promise to an entity, I believe, known as... I forget what the entity's name was. The Empty? I think it was something like The Empty. Where he was just like, oh, if you experience a really strong emotion or something like that, he'll get taken to not just hell, but a super special hell designed exclusively for, like, angels and other holy beings. He doesn't go to normal hell, no. He goes to super hell. He confesses that he's gay, or at least that he has a crush on Dean, and then he immediately goes to super hell. This ship that has been so intensely... I have a Destiel poster. I'm pointing at it, but you can't see it. Just so everybody knows how deep I am in here. It's not too deep. But it's like, I have not given a fuck about Supernatural outside of this ship for a while. I have memories of... I'm using the wrong color here. I have memories of staying up to like 3 a.m. or something reading Destiel fanfiction, you know? I believe this was also the same day as, like, I believe there was, like, a big My Hero Academia plot twist revealed in one of the manga. That didn't make as big of an impact, but it was a funny addition. And of course, it didn't stop on November 5th. The next few days, the next few months, kept giving us more updates. What happened next was, of course, the airing of the final actual 2 episodes of Supernatural. So, the penultimate episode, they do not mention Cass at all. They do not mention him a single time. May I remind you, one of the main characters for the past 11 seasons of the show died the previous episode, and they do not mention him once. And then the next episode, the final episode, happens. And it is one of the worst things. So this episode is like a weirdly low-stakes episode, which I'm fine with that personally, of having like a finale be more of like a love letter send-off than like a whole big event. You know, a nice little calm moment, especially when it's more intense show. I'm fine with that. It's like, oh, it starts with like Dean going to a pie-eating contest. And it's like, oh, that's cute, because Dean loves pie. That's one of his Flanderization things, you know? That's a fun, cute, whatever. Various things like that happen. It's all silly. And then there's vampires, and they go to fight the vampires. And Dean is either like trips or is shoved into a rusty nail, and he dies from that. This man has been fighting demons and vampires, and there was like a dragon that one time. Mostly demons, also angels, also God, Lucifer, Cain from the Bible, mostly biblical things, but other things. He wasn't up to date on his tetanus shot. He gets shoved into a rusty nail, and he's like, no, don't rescue me, Sam. This is where I want to die. Here on this fucking nail in this random warehouse that was full of vampires. This is where I want to die after 15 years. Which, side note, I forget if this was a popular opinion or just something that I believed in a lot. Fucking bad way to end his character, because it should be that Sam is, I think, the one who should be, like, dying hunting, if either of them doing that, because that's how character arcs work. If you watch episode 1, it's, okay, Dean is really into hunting, and Sam doesn't like it. Wouldn't it be a fun way to demonstrate how far they've come if it's the other way around? If Sam is the one who gets in too deep and he dies, and Dean actually gets to have a normal life, something he's never really imagined for himself. He gets to grow old, something that he never thought he would do. Does that not seem more apt? Whatever. Dean fucking dies, and you get this weird montage. I might be getting things a little bit out of order, but this isn't a very coherent episode, so my apologies. You get a montage of Sam growing old, and he's like, you see him, like, with a blurry wife. He has a wife who's just in the background she's like super far in the background with a very blurry face, so you can insert whatever woman in the show you want into her role. You never see her up close. She's a random woman. Ads are about to happen, by the way. My apologies to anybody who's not subscribed and is going to miss out on me detailing the events of the final Supernatural episode. I'm sure you can find them elsewhere, or else on my VOD channel later. Take care of yourself, grab a snack, get something to drink, go to the bathroom, fix your posture, take your meds, save your files, feed your pets, charge your devices, do some stretches, etc. There we go, I got my obligation out of the way. You also see, like, his child who's, like, labeled Dean. He's, like, wearing, like, a big pair of overalls that have the name Dean on it in really big font. Just in case... just so that you know that he named his kid Dean. And then he's, like, wearing the worst wig in the world. It's the fakest wig I've ever seen. Just to demonstrate that he's now an old man. And then back in heaven, I'm gonna say some things about the show Supernatural, I'm not gonna elaborate. So Dean is up there with Jack, the son of God, who has taken over because I believe they killed God earlier. And they'd sort of like, they're really close with Jack, they had sort of raised him a bit. I don't know, this was all after I had stopped watching. And they're just like, okay, great. He's like, oh, it's good to see you again. Oh, look, Bobby's here too. This is wonderful. Great. Oh, I should mention that during the Sam growing old montage, it was also, of course, set to Carry On My Wayward Son. There are like 3 or 4 montages set to Carry On My Wayward Son throughout the finale. Just in case you forgot what the show, like, it's, like, not theme song, but, you know, the song that's, like, heavily associated with the show. Just in case you forgot what that song was, they play it, like, 3 or 4 times. I do too have a girlfriend. She's suffering from Gaussian blur. You wouldn't recognize her. Exactly. But, like, Dean's up there. He's like, oh, this is great. Good to see you guys again. Like, wow, I'm glad that you guys could rebuild heaven. This place is really cool. And, like, one of them is like, yeah, Castiel helped build it. And that's the only mention of Cass. It's like, okay, so he got out of Super Hell. And he's at least been in heaven to help build it. But we're not seeing him? We're not talking about him? We're not going like, oh, how is he? Where is he? What's happening? No, we don't care. Apparently. And then, fucking... Dean gets in his car. His car got to go to heaven. Not his best friend out of fucking years of fucking 11 seasons of the show. He doesn't get to go to heaven, but the car does. His car goes to heaven. And he gets in the car. And he fucking, of course, another montage set to Carry On My Wayward Goddamn Son. And that's when the Sam old man montage happens, right? Because it's like he gets in the car, and he, like, drives the car until Sam dies from old age. All cars go to heaven. Except Cybertrucks, that is true, that is true. Good point, good point. You know what? I do have to hand it to Cybertrucks. I've never been able to identify any type of car before. But they're like the first type of car that I can look at and I can go, that is a Cybertruck, you know? Any other type of car, I'm like, that's a car. I don't know the difference between any of them. That just looks like a car to me. They go to Android Hell, which is a real place. Anyway, they reunite in heaven on the car. They hang out at the car, and then both of the actors turn to the camera and directly address the audience, being like, hey guys, thanks for sticking with the show these 15 years. It's like, whatever. I explode. That's not the end of the Supernatural story, just so everyone's aware. It keeps going past that. I'll just mention my favorite part, so I'm not here for a million billion years about this. Have they been watching the audience for 15 years and just said nothing? That would be so beautiful. If every episode was secretly changing channels, aka one of, if not the best, Supernatural episodes, that would be wonderful. Hello, Mercury Love. But, because I mentioned before, the confession scene was technically ambiguous because he just said, I love you. And it's like, did he mean that in a romantic way, platonic, familial? In other languages, they have different words for love, depending on that. So in the Latin American dub, in Spanish specifically, there, explicitly, Castiel uses the romantic form of love, and Dean reciprocates, but only in Spanish, and only in the Latin American version. Destiel is canon, but only in Spanish. Feels like the last scene of Legend of Korra again. Hey, Korra walked so Destiel could fall down the stairs, alright? I believe it later became canon in Italian as well. But I might be misremembering. At least it was romantic in Italian as well. I forget if Dean reciprocated. LatAm translators be like, no, we ship it. Fudgesicles to your canon. Well, that's people were in such a frenzy when that happened. Like, you don't typically add that kind of thing in a translation. So people were like, was the script originally that Dean reciprocates, but it got censored and they had to do that? There were so many conspiracies about it. It was like the rogue translator. Genuinely, that was such a big thing. The rogue translator theory. That was like, there was a fucking real one. There was one guy down there who changed everything. And we have that guy to think about it. 175 stream streak. Whoa, whoa. Holy shit, love. That's so many. It's too many. What the hell? That's scary. Now that is higher than you can count. I know, right? Y'all are inventing new numbers every day. And you guys think I won't notice? You're making this shit up. What color do I want for, like, a background of this horse? Wow, well. Not that one. I mean, I could do a blue, but it's like... I'm doing warm shading. I feel like it's gotta be a warm... Whoa, not that. I'm not opposed to a red, but that's a little... One of these colors will be good. One of these colors will be good, I assure you. Maybe if I make this more pastel, this one here. I feel like I need to do like a, Okay, let me take this horse. Can I do this? Can I do it like this? Yes, I can. I'm gonna use this with a folder. I love giving a character a little outline like this. Now, what if it was darker? Maybe not that color, but maybe something more... World is full of mystery of color. Color mystery. What if I did... This might be crazy. That is crazy. This might be crazy but less? I'm just sort of wiggling these colors around and being like, one of these will look good. I'm sure of it. One of these certainly will look good. I'm not opposed to this one. I don't know if I like it. See, this is the thing about this character being so bright, and I chose such a specific kind of shading here, because I am struggling on making any colors also go with it. I mean, what if I did, like... I could do, like, a pure white background. I'm not super opposed to that. What if it was pure black? Something happened here. What happened here? What's up with this little weird sploochie? Who sploochied? Is it this layer here? Ah! They tried to hide from me. But I found it. Okay, so the question is dark background with that white border, or white background with a dark border. I like both. Let me zoom farther out, and I'm gonna... I think I like it slightly more like this. There we go. We have Depony. I need to sign it. I nearly forgot. Rotating the canvas. Let me move my @ sign there. Username. It's real! My username. Whoa, I flipped it. Doing a little horsey dance, doing a little horsey dance. Yay. Save a duplicate as a PNG in my finished PNG folder. Excellent. Now we have a bajillion more. So we have Sparky, we have Lennox and Mink, we have J-Kin, Ozma, Lee, Matthias, Gelt, and then here's the new one, the attack I got earlier today, is I chose this character here, who I think is cute. I do not know which one to go for. Ba 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 ba. Oh, I did add wings to this one as well. Forgot I did that off of stream. Just because it was a simple thing. I can try to add the snout. Let's do a snout attempt. I'm just a little concerned about it because of the angle that I chose. Because it's gonna be sort of an up. I struggle even drawing like human characters from this angle. Doing a snouted character at this angle. Whoa. Okay. That could be worse. That could be worse. Something like this? Trying to go for sort of like a static type of energy, you know? I keep thinking just like Mewtwo, you know? Like Mewtwo. Like Mewtwo. Like Mewtwo. I don't know why I get such a Mewtwo vibe. You'd be able to see the other eye. I mean, probably not, right? Jinx, be a big shot. Okay. Does this look good? I want it to look better, but I don't know how to make it better. You know? Just lack the prerequisite ability and skill for this specific thing. But you gotta keep trying it, else you'll never learn it. Wiggle it around, see what looks better, see what looks worse. Okay. Yeah, you are a fox. That's what I thought. Well, fox and blue jay. I wanted to make sure I was remembering the right mammal there. This foxes have like such a pointy snoot, you know? Let me look up foxes real quick. Fox. No, not Fox News. Jesus fucking Christ. There we go. They have rounder noses than I thought they would. I mean, they're not that round even, but, I mean, they're just more than I anticipated. They do still have the little pointy, but, you know. Yeah, they have rather slim snouts. Maybe if I do something like that, where it's like the mouth is on the edge of it, implying them smaller. I mean, I'm not opposed to that. I think I just gotta move the mouth down a bit. Okay. Why did I attempt to go for this angle? What? That's the sound of me not exploding. You guys know what that sounds like. The sound of me, I think... What's the word I'm looking for? Disintegrating? Not quite. I guess I'm trying to think of something that's like being reduced to a base state, you know? It's the sound of me being put in like a centrifuge. Is that actually not bad, or is that my mind trying to justify it? Let's see here. I think getting rid of the bit in the middle for the mouth helps. And the ears are gonna be sort of pointed back, you know? Airplaning the fuck out of those ears. Okay, I think that ended up looking pretty cool. That's my standards, is looking pretty cool. Let me see if maybe if I move this up a little bit. I want the neck slightly longer. I think that works. Hell yeah! I think that looks dope as fuck! Okay, I do need to make this, this front hand paw thing look good. And then that'll be a good point to maybe try a different sketch here. I know there's like the hair on top and everything. I can add that later. Okay, so the paw... You have thumbs? I guess I don't actually know. You might not have thumbs. Some do, some don't, you know? Let's try something like this. Let's see how this looks. Whee! Uh... Okay. I mean, let's base it off of the one I have already here, maybe a bit more. Because it is just sort of a vibe of a shape, but... This is another one where I'm like, why did I choose this angle to work at? It's like, the answer is because it looks cool. Random noise! Okay, 1 second. Lee has done the random noise redeem. Okay, that paw isn't bad. Sound time. I gotta pull the, gotta pull the one, my wheel up. Alright. Let's see here. Ba-ba-ba. Now, I'm not here, because I wasn't anticipating on my little guy being here. So y'all just gotta trust that the disembodied voice is me, alright? Let's spin this wheel. Whee! It's Susie Deltarune laughing. Hell yeah. Let's go back over here while I get that pulled up. Ba-ba-ba. Oops, all second stream. Alright, Susie's going. I mean, wonderful time for Susie to start happening when the Ferris wheel music starts. It was actually, like, intentionally and specifically like that. Fucking motifs in this game, dude. That's not what I had selected. There we go. Does this paw look good? I think it's acceptable. Will it look good when I do line art? Hopefully. Alright. Maybe I'll go ahead and do the hair. Alrighty, let's go. Let's see here. I think let's start with the Aho guy. There we go. Want to make sure that those are visible. Okay, and then we have a bit of hair like that. I'm going over this eye. We can actually, let's just grab the Aho guys, move them to the side, and we can slide those in wherever the hairline ends up. This bit goes sort of here-ish. Now this should, get like that. This, I think. There we go, there we go. Oop, I'm on the wrong. Sorry, my bad. I hit the wrong button. That's normally where my command to go to my paintbrush, or my pen rather, is. It's normally that command, however I was on the wrong, like, screen to use that because I had done the random noise thing. There we go. Susie's laughing at me. I think she's laughing because she realized that I drew that ear for nothing. It's like, I do that every time I'm drawing a character with big ears, alright? Because what if it does poke out of the hair? It's also good for, like, proportions and stuff, knowing where the ears are. The nose helps you figure out where the ears go, and the ears help you figure out which way the head is pointing, and so on. And it's more so like the nose helps you figure out where everything goes. I tend to do the nose first on a face. So you can just work out from there. Okay, well now let's take these, slide them right back on in. The ahoge surgery successful! We can zoom back in here for a second. We can erase these bits that won't be visible. Nice. Oh, and I guess also little chest fur bits. I might not do those. If I do, I might do them, like, here. Okay. That's our sketch for this one done. I'll move this file over here. Alrighty. Which one next? I feel like maybe one of these. As you can see, I worked on this one a little bit as well off stream. Very slightly. I just figured out what the body was doing. The torso and the legs part of the body. Not the arms and head and neck part of body. Susie's laughing at me because I can't decide who I want to draw. Maybe I'll go for this one, because this one's new. This one's so cute. Maybe like, smile. This here is a cloud. I remember from the description. I really like that. This little horn. draw like a quadruped sort of like prancing. Something like this, I think. Sort of joy and whimsy of sort of dancing and squimbling around. Oh my god, I saw a squirrel in the yard before a stream that was just fucking going crazy. It kept like grabbing its legs and then like becoming a fucking circle and then rolling around like a fucking droidica or droidica, whatever, however you pronounce them from Star Wars. It kept doing that. It's like, what the hell? Why? I love it, why? Why are you do that? That's so joyful and whimsical. Are you just playing? Are you having a good time over there? I hope so. It did that for like a couple minutes. There are supposed to be little spikes on your back here. They... I also really like this rainbow tail is so cute. Susie finds it funny. I like how the cloud of the rainbow sort of makes it look a bit like a waterfall. And it's like this is all like the gurgly bits of water at the bottom. I don't know if gurgly bits is really necessarily the exact technical term for it. But you know. There we go, that's cute. I like that. The mouth being closed as well also works. Alright, I didn't think I would nail that first try, but I think I did. I think that's straight up, like, that's good to go to the final line art. Alright. Oh, are we on, like, the Snowgrave music right now? I did not register that. I was like, wait a second, this music isn't as familiar. What is... Right, we're still in chapter 2. The edgy shit has gotta happen. Hello, Lee. Yeah, I think that's good for that one. Oh shit, chat, I think it's our time to be a big shot. Or our chance. Fuck, I fucked it up. God, I really want to do this one. I'm so worried about it, because I really want this one to look really good. I will never be a big shot. No! I'll put it off for slightly longer. Do I go for Ozma, maybe? Let's attempt the Wii again here. Let's try the arms. I'm sorry you find this funny, Susie, but arms can be hard to draw sometimes. Like, look at these arms. She's doing such specific motions. Like, they're incredibly stiff in a way that, like, looks good. Which is not something I'm often able to do. Okay, so this arm goes out a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit. I did find it funny, I was thinking about this earlier. So I got a Vocaloid song stuck in my head earlier, and I was like, oh yeah, that was one of the ones that I was planning, but I forgot to write that one down. So I had forgotten about it until the song had gotten stuck in my head. And I find it funny how originally I was gonna do Tedoris, and then I was like, okay, I'll do Rot for Clout for Lee. But the other song I had thought of beforehand was Flop Era. Which I'm just like, how many songs are like this? How many Vocaloid songs are like clout chasing? Incredibly funny. Ba-ba-ba, 1 second, wiggling some... I need to save this canvas. There we go, now I can use this as reference over here. I can see what this hand is doing here. This little sub-view thing is incredibly helpful. Ever since I realized you could use it, I've been using it pretty much non-stop. I forgot that he would be here. Like, obviously he would be. I thought about that when I was putting the music on for the first time. But then as the rest of it started happening, I forgot. I know, right, Susie? This guy's fucking hilarious. Does this hand look good? I'm gonna wiggle it a bit. Hell yeah. Go. This finger needs to be a bit more here. Not forward. I just glanced over at the chat and I read the "You'll never be a big shot" message again, but I thought it said "You'll never be a Bigfoot," and I'm like, what? Not one of my goals. However, now I regret making my entire brand identity. Damn, I've had a good run as Mack. I should have been a cryptid this whole time. Is there a Fresno Nightcrawler VTuber? Because there's probably a Bigfoot. I don't doubt that there's a Mothman. Fresno Nightcrawler is, I think, like, another popular one. But I've not seen... Let me look this up. I'll just look up cryptid VTubers. I misspelled VTubers, I'm a fake. Let's see, who are y'all? Yeah, aliens, sure. Are jackalopes cryptids? I don't disbelieve it. But I just wasn't expecting it. I mean, that's so far... Ooh, that... You, can't say that one. Oh. Let me look. Maybe if I go first specifically, I'm gonna start off looking this up here. Bigfoot VTuber. Is anybody... Okay, I found one person who is. I really thought there would be more. This is an untapped market. I thought there would be more than that. Okay, what about Mothman? That's another really popular cryptid. Why do I have to fucking verify my account here? Okay. Okay, well that's just a VTuber named Mothman. I don't know if that really counts. You don't look like Mothman at all. What the hell? There are like no... So surely not for Fresno Nightcrawler. I had said Fresno Nightcrawler because I was like, that is one that is like popular enough to be used, but not too popular to be overused. Found a PNG tuber. But that's like a free for anyone to use, or not free, but you know, $10 for anyone to use here. Huh. There's like none. What the hell? I really thought that that would be something. Well, whatever. We have this arm now. And that's pretty cool. That's 1 out of 2 arms. 50% arm mode. Okay. My mind is really just like, finish one of these. My mind is just like, I want to focus on one of these. I think I should focus on this one since this one's older than Kosa. Or Casa? Could be pronounced either way, I'm unsure. Ah, yeah, that was my original. Yeah, I don't need that. Alrighty. I think we can also do the... Might as well just do this a little bit in advance. I'm not opposed to it being still a wider framing. Here, let me, like, do a grid moment so I can see where the exact middle is. I forgot that, like, this part was still a part of the song. It is actually, like, directly in the middle. Like, measuring by the wings. I want to move it a little bit to the right, maybe, or something like that. Nah, I think where it is good. Okay, how do I want to do this line art? I mean, I have my standard guys. I got this one that's more pixely. I got my standard guy I sketched it in. I got the wiggle brush. I don't think this is a moment for the wiggle brush. Got some, like, standard guys here. Do I want, like, smoother lines? I tend to be a bigger fan of the wigglier brushes. It's like when they're small, you can't even tell that they're wiggly. I wonder if that means maybe I should, just make it bigger. Here, I like the layout of this. Let's see here. Transform... or no, not transform. Change canvas size. Shut up, Susie. Oh, I don't have my number lock on. Here we go, I do that, and then I go like, I think it would be like that to maintain the same size ratio. I don't know if that's right. Yeah, certainly not. I think I fucked that up. Hello there. I'm doing some art, is what I'm doing. I'm trying to maybe change the canvas size a little bit here. Let's attempt to make it bigger. I need to make the sketch and make this bigger as well. And let's see how the brush looks. It's like now I can use it a little bit bigger where it's more obviously scrungly. I like a brush with a good bit of texture, what can I say? Now what about this one? Now you cannot tell that that one is textured. Everything bigger. They gotta be huge. I can only draw Godzillas. I don't think I've ever drawn Godzillas. To be fair, I also don't think I've ever seen Godzillas. Have I ever watched? I don't think I have. Maybe one day. Well, then it'll be weird. Because I know in my mind, I know that this isn't true. Because every time you can draw a stick man any size you want, you're so right. My brain has expanded. In my mind, Godzilla is a woman. I think I just assumed that, and then, like, later finding out that Godzilla was, like, people always he, him, Godzilla, and refer to him as a man. I'm like, what the hell? I don't think anybody ever told me Godzilla was a woman. I think I just assumed that. So if I ever watch a Godzilla, I'm gonna be confused. God, this one's for free, holy shit! Laying on the floor. Got tired and fell over. That's so real. Me every day. Well, I guess they call that sleep. It's not really. Getting so tired I fall over. I've only done that like twice. There was less falling over and more so I was sitting on a couch and then I fell asleep there instead. Never even gave Godzilla a gender in your mind. Whoa. You're a level above me. You're even more powerful than I could have ever thought for myself. You know, I just thought, I was like, yeah, maybe I assumed Godzilla is a girl because I believe... I'm gonna keep referring to Godzilla with she, her. It's like, she has a kid, right? And I was like, well, yeah, and then like, but if Godzilla's a boy, how would he have a kid? I'm like, wait a minute. I think, regardless of Godzilla's thing, regardless of Godzilla's gender is the word I was looking for, I feel like does there have to be a second Godzilla in order for Godzilla to have a kid? Or did Godzilla just sort of do that? Like, just sort of spawn it. No zero Godzilla lore, so you can't help me? Well, if we lie, we can make anything up. Godzilla isn't real. Godzilla is a fictional character. So, we can make up whatever we want, and it's the same level of true. Godzilla knows how to play the bagpipes. Good at making up fictional stories? Hell yeah! I think everybody should have fun doing that. Everybody should make up fun little things. Or less fun little things. Have fun making sad shit. I think everybody should have fun all the time. That's my opinion. It's the one good opinion in the world. I have it. I came up with it original. Me. Mr. Write fictional stories haven't done that in forever. I mean, I haven't like physically written anything in a long while, but I always have fun even just making them up in my head, you know? Oh shit, just so everyone's aware, we're going to have an ad break soon. So if you need to go to the bathroom or grab a snack or get something to drink, it's gonna be a good moment to do that. That way you don't just have to sit there through the ads. It's also your hourly self-care check-in. Remember to fix your posture, take your meds, save your files, feed your pets, charge your devices, unclench your jaw. I feel like I say another thing, but I don't remember what. Still make them up in your head, used to write them down and expand on them. I get that. I need to, like, write all my shit down. But I also, it's one of those things where it's like, oh, I want to do more research before I make my stuff, but then I get distracted. Like, I want to plan it out more. I think I should, like, get a good outline done at the very least. The skill that I've, like, managed to do for art is, like, tricking myself into starting it. I could probably use the same methods for doing... stories. I started a sentence as soon as he got an ad. Whoop! Let me respond here. If it makes you feel better, Well, you've already out of it? Well, damn, I was gonna say, if it makes you feel better, I've already forgotten what I've said. Only had 20 seconds of ads? Alright, hell yeah. It's technically set to do the 3-minute one, just to, like, them all happen at once. But, like, sometimes people are like, oh, it's less, and I'm like, fuck yeah. I don't know if I should be saying fuck yeah to that. I don't know if that means I get less money or whatever. But hey. I'm more happy about people not having to deal with them. Never get full ads, max of like 1.5 minutes. Nice! Okay, this paw. I knew it would look weird when I got to doing line art. I don't know why my only frame of reference for like what I want this to be is like, I want it to look like Mewtwo. Like, is that anything? Does Mewtwo do this? I don't remember. I need to look up Mewtwo. Yeah, this is what Mewtwo does! But like, lower. Oh my god. Mewtwo goated? Hell yeah. Mewtwo's really cool. But I don't really think about Mewtwo that often. I've forgotten what Mewtwo's pronouns are, so now I'm just saying Mewtwo instead of referring to Mewtwo with any pronouns. I guess I could have checked that while I had the tab open. What are you? Yeah, I figured you would be genderless. Okay. Yeah. Genderless? Yeah. I was like, it's either genderless or... because I feel like I hear people refer to Mewtwo with he, him sometimes. Pulled a Mewtwo out of a pack today? Nice. Mewtwo's cool. I truly am like, I don't know. I don't get too caught up in that sort of aspect of Pokemon, like the cool guys. I don't really care about the cool guys as much. I'm more into like the cute and silly. But there's so many people who are into Pokemon for the cool guys. I'm gonna come back to this hand, I don't want to deal with it right now. And like, my favorite Pokemon, you got like Chespin, you got Wooper, you got Wurmple. Those are my kind of guys. Well, everything. The cool guys are cool, but the cute and sillies are also amazing. Yeah. There's just like most legendaries I really do not care about, which is not as popular of a thing. And I also don't really care for dragon types all too much. So sometimes I'm just like, wow, there are huge swaths of the fandom that I'm like, I do not relate. I'll be over here with my silly little guys. But I'm glad y'all are having fun over there with your huge guys. And like, have y'all heard of this thing called normal types? These guys fucking rule. Don't like dragons either, totally don't have a Charizard statue. Well, Charizard isn't a dragon, famously. That's a fire flying type. No dragon here, no siree. The only reason you like is because he looks like a dragon, yeah. I guess I never... well, I was sort of into dragons for a bit. I wasn't as big into them as other people. Dragons are neat. But in the same way all sort of creatures are neat. They don't seem any cooler than any other type of guy, you know? Whoop! Not what I wanted to happen. That was the entire thing. There we go. Look, if you draw something once, you can just easily get it a second time with my funny little friend's copy and paste. My beautiful, beautiful friends who would never lead me astray. What is that, like, casting for air you keep hearing? Earlier, Chatter Lee098 did a redeem. I don't know why I refer to him like that, he's literally a mod. I don't know why I full named him. Fully user-named him. Lee did the redeem of random noise. So we currently have a video on in the background of 1 hour of silence, occasionally interrupted by Susie Deltarune laughing. Pulled out the full Gubby, yeah. I do actually know his full government name. I was there when he got it. For reference, Lee is trans. I wasn't there when he was born. For reference, I was in the government building with him when he filled out the application form of name change. Not... I could dox him if I wanted. His name is... Dave. It's definitely for real, Dave. Why did I do this with the paw? I'll come back to it. What if I just did, like... What if it was like that? What if we... now I'll only refer to Dave as Dave, hell yeah. I mean, that could be a hand. Oh, thank you for following. Hell yeah. We'll just leave the hand like that. I'll come back to it eventually. It'll be real. I can go over here. We can do this silly little guy. Realized you totally butchered spelling Lee. I mean, there's multiple ways of spelling it. Besides, where's this is Dave. I'm on the wrong layer. One second. Do I want to worry about getting the circle perfect? No, okay. You don't have to have a perfect circle head. Good, good, good. I love how happy this creature is. This is a creature I look at and I'm like, this is joy and happy. Your name is what? Your name is Dave! Hey there, Dave. What's happening? Like William Afton's fake name. Now that would have been wonderful if I could if I remembered that. That would have been even funnier. In fact, no, I did that intentionally for sure. I was talking about the fact that I know your real government name. And I was like, haha, I could tell everybody that it's Dave. It's for sure really Dave. You're Dave now. Assigned Dave by me. It's everybody's favorite name. Dave the Diver, yeah! Dave the Daver. Dive the Daver. Div the Darv. Div. Div? I think I got broken there for a second. You're being doxxed right now, yeah. That'd be funny of like being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna dox this person, and you say their address, but they're like, I don't live there, and then they look around and they're in a different place, and they're like, what? They look around, they're like, where am I? And they go outside and they look at the place and they're like, oh my god, I'm at that place now. Where it's like, that's like reverse doxing, where you tell somebody where they are supposed to be. You send somebody to a place. That's what I would do if I were some sort of, like, mythical... not mythical, but, like, some sort of supernatural horror creature. That would be a fun gimmick. I know where your house lives. I know where your bed sleeps. Like, I know where everybody in the world is. They are where I say they are. I'm gonna dox everybody in the world right fucking now. Everybody on Earth. Yeah. I know that. missile knows where it is because it knows where it isn't. Where do you live then? Earth. In the fucking Milky Way galaxy, baby. Third rock from the sun. And you know what? I can even say this. On land. I know. I'm getting more specific with it. Everybody's so impressed by my insane talent. Nobody's ever done it the way I have. I like how this character, like, the outline of the clouds is blue. I think that's cute. Let me steal that blue. A nice little cutie cloud. I haven't drawn clouds in a while, but they're fun. There we go, I think that's good. Everyone on a houseboat just started booing me. What the fuck do you think the boat is? The boat becomes land. The boat is land to me. The boat is on water, but the boat is land, is what I'm saying. To me it is. Nuh-uh. Yuh-huh. Have you considered this? My incredible counter-argument. The boat is wood? Wood can be land. Anything can be land. If somebody's in a house, normal style, y'all are specifically calling out houseboat. If y'all are gonna argue that being on wood negates your being on land status, what about people who have, like, wooden floors in an... I don't want to say normal house, but I will say normal house, because people in houseboats, I mean, they know that that's not normal. Argue for all wooden floors, or none of them. The fact that the boat is on water is the reason. What do you think is under that water? Land. The fucking crust of the earth. Don't touch that, Ellie. Different people got different standards for this stuff, I guess, you know? Different strokes for different folks and all. Here, you know what? Here's my bold claim. Nobody who watches my stream is on a houseboat. Right the fuck now. Nobody watching the stream is on a boat. Is anybody gonna fucking prove me wrong right now? Okay, pipe up, boaters, huh? Anybody here on a goddamn boat? You could be on one in 10 minutes, but you're not right now. And that's what counts. Is this line good, or should I redo it to be more, like... actually woo? You're in bed because it's 1:20 a.m. That's fair. It's a good time to be in bed. What's this layer? What does this layer exist? Okay. So I pretty much did the exact same thing again. Is what that line was. But it's like, if it's gonna be lumpy, I prefer this. I prefer it being more extremely lumpy. And only slightly lumpy. Let me try this, though. Do I like the cleaner line more? The smoother line? Beep bop boop. Second, all my fucking layers. That one's that layer. Hey, there's nothing on that layer. I was wondering what the fuck that other layer was. Okay, so the question is between this one and this one. Didn't want to do anything else but be in bed because some idiot almost ran you off your bike. Damn! Well, that sucks. On this layer. Ah, okay, let's combine those two. There we go. People just can't drive. Yeah. I feel like there should be higher standards for driving. Now, granted, I don't drive, so maybe I'm not the person to be making that decision. But you know, it feels like... because car accidents happen quite a bit. I feel like maybe... like... there could be higher standards about that, maybe. I feel like if you cause an accident, even if it's just crashing into a pole yourself, you need to retake the driver's test. Yeah, I feel like making driver's tests happen more frequently sounds good to me. I don't know if there's like more ramifications of that I'm not considering. I know that that's possible of like, oh, that would actually affect all this, but I don't have all that. This is me just shooting ideas out. It's like, what is the... I guess it depends from, like, place to place, right? Like, how often you have to retake it. But I feel like maybe once a year would be at least, like, a written portion of it, you know? Like a small course or something. Like, I'm sorry if that would be annoying, but I'd rather people be inconvenienced once a year than... you know, fucking forget that they need to turn their blinkers on. Problem will be everyone will just log in for the test and just still get on with their phone after retaking the test. Yeah, but, like, at least having it be on people's minds more often would be good. You know? Because I feel like when you get into that, you're gonna be, like, good for at least a week around then, because you're gonna be, like, thinking about it more. And it's like, if you do that throughout the year, then multiple people throughout there will be like, fuck it, let's get back only to horses. Yeah, this is the new... This is actually how we do it. How many horsepower does this thing got? Well, it's 1 horse. That's easy. I was talking earlier about how I don't know the difference between different types of cars. Maybe it would be so much easier to do that with a horse. That one's a big horse. And that one over there, that's a small horse. Imagine a police chase on a horse. I'm sure that that's happened. I think they call those cowboys. I am imagining like the O.J. Simpson police chase though. But it's all horses. That would be really funny. I'm really struggling between choosing between these two. I think I might go with... No. It was a white Bronco. You're so right. Are you late for work? My horse didn't start. Look, dude, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I'm sorry that I'm late for work. My horse was being a bitch, okay? I needed to refuel my hay supplies. This is how we beat, carbon emissions and shit. This is how we defeat global warming, is we rely on a horse. You don't gotta worry about the price of gas when you're on a goddamn horse. Horse don't give a fuck about gas. Had to refill my horse, pulls out a pitchfork and goes to the hayfield. I forgot that this one ended with the big jump scare of Big Susie laugh. Boy oh boy. Horse Rich blah blah dropped that trailer for their new horses. More? Okay. Yeah, I assume the Susie video is ended. Oh my god, you have the fucking... That's beautiful. Where's my tab? Okay, I'm pulling up the wheel. Once again, I'm not going to exist on this. Don't worry about it. I may not be here physically, but I'm here with you in spirit and in voiceover. So let's spin the wheel. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. Are you fucking kidding me? No, not twice in a row in one stream. No, Give me a new. Give me a new. Give me a new. Yeah! I love the Duck Quack one. I love the Duck Quack one. The Duck Quack is a beautiful video. Ba-ba-ba. You know, this is a goose, but you don't care? Hell yeah. Where's my goose? There it is. ba-ba-ba. Back to... I was gonna say horse, but this isn't a horse. I mean, it's sort of a horse. We were just talking about horses while I was drawing it. What was this character's pronouns? Took a screenshot. It. Got it. I was correct then, I think. Oh, such beautiful geese. Epic goose moment. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Or is this one better? I like them both! You have a duck. Oh my god, that it's beautiful. Duck with a knife. The world is full of mystery, and the mystery is which tail looks better. Whoop. Tail? Undertale mentioned. Yeah, that's the only time Undertale would ever be mentioned on this stream. Don't pay attention. Well, I guess the background music is Deltarune, actually. Never mind. Joke cancelled. Never played nor seen Undertale, nor do you have any idea what a Deltarune is? What the hell? I would be an entirely different person without Undertale and Deltarune. Type of media that just gets into your brain forever. I forgot about the duck. I was like, what's something I can say here? And then the duck is like, well, I know what I want to say. And I appreciate that from the duck. 'Tis a wonderful duck. Are these the pan colors? I mean, I know they are, but I don't know if they're in the right order. I don't know the order of those. I think it's pink, yellow, blue. I'm pretty sure the pink is on top. They are? I knew Lee would know. Lee's got the pride flag knowledge if I ever need to ask. Can do gray for a moment so we can get rid of that little bit. Okay, what we're gonna do here, so I'm gonna turn this, I'm gonna make a little clip-in layer. We're gonna do a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of this here. W. Lee, I meant Dave. Yeah, Dave. Dave. Biting. I can come up with different new names for you. What about... I know so many people with common names, I don't want to say one of them. What about... Josh? Have you considered Josh? Your name is hella common too. Hell yeah. Like Drake and? Yeah, you're the non-cancelled one. On the wrong layer. Never? Okay. How about James? Like from Pokemon. Like Jesse and. Could also be Jesse. Jesse's a gender-neutral name. Or Jamie. Okay. What if you're like Jamie from the Mythbusters? The duck said... I don't know what that opinion was, but the duck had an opinion there. Alberton the Fifth. Yes, that's a good one. You'll contact the duck to be given a name? Yeah. I can just start naming names, and then whenever the duck quacks, that's your new name. Robert. Mark. Lewis. I'm running out of names immediately. John. Pablo. Have I said Frank? Freddy, like Five Nights at Freddy? Michael, also like Five Nights at Freddy. Jeremy, like Five Nights at Freddy's. Ralph, like Five Nights at Freddy's. Gabriel, like Five Nights at Freddy's. Sam, like Winchester. Dean, like Winchester. Castiel, like, doesn't have a last name. Spampton. Fucking... Napoleon. Bartholomew. Rutabaga. That's a food. Lou. Alex. Why do I do this? Because I'm waiting until the duck makes a noise! Kermit. Garfield. Harold. What are names? Cecil? It's a Freddy's. I thought you spent some Five Nights at Bitches. Gregory, like Five Nights at Freddy's. Can't believe I forgot about Gregory. Which of these tails? Ah. Alvin and the other chipmunks. Yeah, Simon. Theodore. Dave. I believe Dave is already. We've already established. The duck has confirmed that you're Dave. Okay. I'll just go with this one, fuck it. I'm not opposed to it. Okay, let's just start off doing red. Then we'll all grab a green. Is that a... what the hell? Yeah, that's a Diet Coke emoji. But it's spelled different. That's beautiful. I was like, surely not. It's like, surely if I, like, click on that and see it big style, it'll say something else. But it was just Coke but spelled slightly different. That's beautiful. People do such wonderful things with their emotes. I think I still technically have a couple of slots open that I need to do. I was fully on the wrong layer there. Welp. That's gonna cause me problems. Alright, let's solve these problems. Da-da. Pull this one back up again. You do what I did there, but on the actual correct layer this time. Coke would come after you spell it correct, yeah. I truly figured I was gonna click on it and it would be like either somebody's like inside joke or it'd say something like fucking it's not really a big meme anymore, but like gamer girl bathwater or some shit like that, you know? That's delightful. I like when people use their emote slots to do some random stuff. Those random emotes because you get way too many gift subs. That's so real. I haven't gotten as many in a while, but I remember there was like a time I was getting so fucking many. And I was just like, I don't deserve all these. You like getting them for like people I never watch? I'm like, who are you? I have your emotes now, who are you? Like, I guess I'll have your emotes for a month. Random guy mention, yeah, my little guy! Who do I have right now? I don't know who this is. Maybe I know. Your name sounds familiar, but I'm not recognizing them immediately. Lena Zenio. I have this person. Then again, I follow a lot of people, and I'm not good at remembering usernames unless I'm, like, there constantly. There we go. It's the blue and the purple now. Wonderful. Now it's just the purple. Oh, the duck. The duck likes the color purple. The color purple. I don't know the duck's opinions on the book slash movie slash musical that is titled The Color Purple. Unsure about that guy's opinions on that. But the actual color, known as purple, Duck really likes that. Oh yeah! I got a cutie here. Take all these layers thrown in here. I feel like this is a character that I probably shouldn't shade. This one seems like it makes more sense, it's just flats. Let's make the canvas a bit smaller. That's that one here. Yeah, I forgot that I did that. So real, me. Okay. We have all these other ones to do as well. See, it's like I really want to finish this one, but I have to overcome the hurdle of the hand. Which is a really difficult hurdle to get through. Cooking... Insurmountable hurdle. Maybe not so insurmountable. Maybe I'm surmounting. Not to alarm anyone, but I might in fact be surmounting. Think like there, maybe? I think I may have surmounted that hurdle, as a matter of fact. Yep. Okay, we'll do that. Go back to this layer. I think I was on this size of brush. Yeah, that looks about right. There we go. It's because it's on the other layer. That's why I couldn't erase it. Sort of a bit difficult to erase something that is not where you are. I think that works. I think that works. I think it works. I always find it funny. Maybe not always. This is something I've been doing lately, though. Like, repeating a phrase and then just, like, becoming less intelligible Every repetition. It's like, by the end of it, there's almost no consonants. It's almost entirely vowels. Like, yeah, I think that works. I think that works. I think that works. I think that works. Hell yeah. Literally, I started off this stream drawing a pony, so now every time I'm gonna be like, oh, this looks really good, I keep wanting to say this pony looks really good. I'm like, they're not a pony anymore. That was just the first thing I was drawing. Okay, we got Jake in here. You gotta pay attention to a bit of the color in here. Let's start off with like the smaller bits of color, I think. Start off with the pink. Okay, so this one, yeah, let's save the canvas again here, then I'll put this here so I can look at the ref simultaneously. Here we go, get that pink in here. And that bit as well. Alright. Excellent. Is this blue the same as this blue? They are! That's convenient. Alrighty. Go ahead and... Should I... I'll just save all of the hair on one layer here. I won't separate it to the different... That's why I like the duck so much. Oh, this should actually be the... Unsure whether to call that gray or black. Probably black. I just had a moment of doubt. I'm like, what if it's supposed to be gray? But I'm pretty sure that's supposed to be black. It looks black. There we go, we got the hair. Okay, yeah, and all of these are the same color here, so let's start with the eyes. We can get the white of the eye here. Let's erase maybe a little bit of that like that, so it's more... No, I think that's good. Okay, next little bit here where... Yeah, it's the same gray for all of the grays. There's the nose. Alright. We focus on the body next then. You know, I think I might... This might be a moment where I, like, do all of them sort of together. All the layers. We'll keep the eyes separate. Because I tend to do that anyway. You know what, these all seem like things to keep separate anyway, but I'll keep all of the, like, the body on the same layer. Let's start with the smaller details. We'll start with the, this gray. So on the face, we got a little line up from the eyes. I mean, obviously, they're markings that a blue jay has. You know, I'm not gonna pull up a reference here of a blue jay, I'm using a reference Jakin. I feel like I'm pronouncing the name wrong or something. I feel like maybe it's just because every time I say it, I'm like, it sounds a bit like chicken, and then my brain gets distracted by that thought. Okay, any more of that? There's some on those tails, not tails, those feathers. I guess they are tail feathers. They could be, but you can't really see them at the angle that I've done here. So we'll save that for that. Next, here we can get the blue from the wings. And we'll do these paws. Out here, I think. Nice. Then I think the very light blue, the white blue. Okay. It's like at the bottom here. Yeah, this is a standard white patch on tummy. I might edit that when I have the main blue down. That, okay, and then we'll do it like this. Wrap that blue. And then we do a big... It's an important noise to make. You have to do that or else the fill won't work correctly. Here we go. Nice. Nice. Okay, I think we have like the body colored here. I might edit this a little bit here. Alright. Now, I never really noticed this in this song. But does this have the da-na-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-na-na, sort of like a motif in it? I forget what song that is in Undertale. But it sounds like that. Oh, just so everybody's aware, the ads are about to happen. We're gonna be getting them. Prepare. If you need to go to the bathroom or grab a snack or get something to drink, now's gonna be a great time to do so. This is also your hourly self-care check-in, so be sure to fix your posture, take your meds, save your files, feed your pets, charge your devices, unclench your jaw, do some stretches, take care of yourself, alright? And let me do this little bit and I might take a break for myself as well. I probably should have done that on another layer, so that would have been easier to do. There we go. We got it anyway. Alright, be right back, chat. Have fun listening to, the beautiful music. Aw, man, I'm missing out on Jackenstein? Shit, alright. I'll be right back. Damn, I can't believe I fully missed out on Jackenstein. Well, I got to hear the beginning of it. I also missed a mysterious ringing there. But it'll all be alright. Fucking duck. Ba ba ba. Okay. I think it makes sense to me to... One second, I need to label the tail layer. It makes sense to me to, like, do these wings in a solid color. And then we get the white, and we come back and add that. So yeah, it's pretty much just the tips of the wings. Go. Always fun to see a blue jay in person. I was like, oh shit! It's a blue jay! Because sometimes birds it'll be like, is that kind of bird? You know, if you're not like if you're not big into birds, you're like, I think that's what that bird is. When you see a blue jay, you're like, there's no doubt in your mind, you're like, oh shit, that's a blue jay. Not like, is this thing? No, 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 no. We get same on this wing. Wah 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 wah. That white all in there. Then these little wingtips down here. We're nearly done with the, Oops, that's not the right tool. There we go. Ba-ba-ba. And then this one as well. There we go! We got the base colors for this one done as well. Hell yeah. Made some pretty good progress here. I mean, we got one fully done. One nearly there. I feel like we can get a good background in for you. It's like, look at you. You're so cute. Let's see here. I mean, do we just want to do like a basic... It feels right, you know? I mean, we can add some, like, clouds in the background, maybe? Let's use this brush. I have a higher stabilization on it. Okay, that cloud is fucked up. Let's try that again. Those good clouds. Let's take this one and move it maybe like here. How about this? We do like that. And then maybe we can do some more clouds that are like a different color. Like they're further in the background, like that. God, I love this duck video. Oh god. This song. Maybe it should be like here. Some nice little cloudies in the background, I think, is so sweet and lovely. That one looked a bit like a fish. I feel like I keep drawing the same clouds. Okay, that one's weird. Okay, what if I'll just add that little lumpus. Okay, let's make that like that. Boop, boop. Fill all these in. Back out here. To be a little... yeah. Maybe a couple more clouds. I don't know if it'll be overkill. Wrong brush. Wrong brush. Correct brush. That, you know? It'd be fun to have like a little bit of overlap in them. I keep doing like the same shape. Okay, that one looks stupid. Okay, let me hide these layers. Fill these in. Unhide the layers. I think that's alright. We go down here. Like, do we want to do like little blades of grass a little bit? Like, if we want it to be uncannily detailed here, I can pull up the fucking grass brush. It's like all the detail in this is in the grass. Little trees. I mean, I am not opposed to maybe the grassland brush here. And then maybe also I do like a, like a little bit of a shadow. Just a little bit of one. I think that's nice. Okay, let's add my signature on here. I mean, it's not really a signature, it's just my username. I'm not doing it in cursive. Does it have to be in cursive to be a signature? Or is that just the standard? The world is full of many questions. What if I do this in... We'll see if I like this. bit hard to read, admittedly. But then that sticks out a lot. And this somehow sticks out less. Alright. Okay, we'll go for it. Alright, I'll save this as a PNG. Nice, nice. 1 second, let me wiggle some of my files around. Ba-ba-ba. Oh, there it is. It's this song now. When the other one was happening, I was like, I just know it'll be soon. Third Sanctuary. I know eventually we'll get to Ford. I was curious how deep into the soundtrack we would get. We're currently on chapter 4. God, I forgot about the duck again. I love the duck! Okay, that should do me. My favorite little diddle thing to do here. Change out to hard light. Go. Then again, maybe I'll just go for like a... maybe some like more ominous lighting for this, like looking up at them. Her. I believe her, right? Her, yes. Moment of doubt. So many people's OCs. Nice, nice. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, where to start with the shade? Maybe the body? I think I might just go for my standard shading color. My standard purple. Ooh, maybe that's a bit big. I'm imagining a lot of darker, sort of like harsher. Imagining also like underlit. Like... I truly don't know why this is how I feel the need to draw this character. But I'm like, it must simply be, you know? I love using this brush for shading. It's so nice. Especially for like this soft stuff here. Do like a little bit of like a sort of thing here. Mess with it a little bit. Okay, then I turn that to a multiply. Oh, that's so ominous. Fuck yeah. Okay, let's do all of these ones. And then I'll come back and do the more detail layer shading. The way I do... I believe these are default brushes, is I tend to do paint and apply for like the more big swaths of it, and then I'll come back with round mixing brush to do more detail little guys. Or sometimes I'll do the little ones first and the big ones after, you know. The order in which I do things is not the biggest concern. But that's what I mean when I say I'll come back and do the rest of the shading. This may be slightly darker than the bit in front of it with the leg. I truly don't know why I'm drawing this character so ominous. I don't know if... This character didn't have much of a description in terms of, like, personality and whatnot, or, like, any sort of backstory. And it's like, for most of their designs, most of her designs, I'm just like, I don't really get this vibe. Even this design, I don't feel like it is too ominous. It just feels like the right way to do it. I think this pose was just in me and it needed to come out, and this character was the first one that was like, this character would. You know? You know, I did just, like, double glance at, like, what the person who owns this OC, like, what their username is, and it is Edgy Catwolf. So I feel like this is probably right, you know? If you have Edgy in your username, I think I'm doing this alright. Double checking. Now the hair. That much. I might do some slight bit to the top of it. But like a really small amount. There we go. I want them to pop out at you. I'm curious whether I should go back here, add a bit more. I feel like that part of the face writer makes sense. let's start back with the wings for the darker bit. This, I think. Whack. I feel like I can make this brush a little bigger. And multiply. Make that a bit more subtle work. Which is interesting because I normally have like the shading with this brush darker. But I think that this works. Of texture in here, this brush. This guy is aura farming, yeah. Sometimes you see a character and you're like, you are cool, you must be like Mewtwo. And I kept saying that as I was drawing this, until I looked up Mewtwo earlier this stream. Straight up did not remember that Mewtwo was posed like this. You know? In a very similar way. It's truly like when I first was doing this pose, I was like Shadow the Hedgehog. Fucking up the texture a little bit, but I'm fixing it. There we go. That's the tail, I think. Okay, now we go over to the body. That's the wrong type of layer. We're doing a multiply layer, not a darken layer. I don't know if I've ever actually used a darken layer. It's like, oh yeah, the layer types or whatever. Blending mode, that's what they're called. Those exist for multiply layers, overlay layers, and screen layers to me. And then the hard light layer is exclusively for the eye shining. I like never use any other types. Should look up at some point like how they work. You know? Like what exactly like calculations they're running or whatever. So I'm like, I know like, it's like multiply makes it darker. And screen and overlay tend to make it brighter, but sometimes they can make it, the overlay can make it darker. can make that layer. Fucked it up here a bit. As if this arm hasn't caused me enough goddamn trouble. Alright, alright. Boo 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 boo. You know what, let's just take an eraser. Just fully get rid of that bit. We can come back and make it actually look good. How about that? Maybe I just don't worry about doing more detail on that arm. The rest of it has that. I mean, I really think sometimes you just gotta give in. Gotta let the art be done. Just gotta stop messing with it. Just gotta... Fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. Oh, but it looks so bad! I think what I have to do here... Okay. I think what I do is I make another layer just for this part. I go back to my paint and apply. Because this is like a darker bit behind this hand. That helps a lot. Go back onto this bit. This layer, yes. Nope, not that layer. Yes, this layer. Look, as long as you don't zoom in on it, it's not distracting enough. Okay, let's go over the hair now. Ba-ba-ba. Lovely. Okay, now do I want any sort of highlights? Or is this good? We can try them out. I'll just once again use my standard highlight color. Is this bright blue? See what it looks like with screen. overlay. Get me more towards. It's subtle, but it's there. Sure, we can do that. Got little bits on tail as well here. Overlay. Maybe I should also do like I can have those on the body as well. Layer, bit of shinies here. Overlay. That just leaves the wings. If I finish this one, I have 3 attacks to upload. That's what happens when I warm up before a stream, instead of I doing like yesterday, where I did not in fact do that. Hell yeah, okay. Now we gotta come up with like a sorta zone for this fox blue jay. That's what I thought. For this fox blue jay to be hanging out in. Okay, let's go over to our lines type stuff here. Let's go like... I forgot how thick I had that set to. But whatever, I was going to fill it in anyway. You know what, just for temporary, let me turn the grid on so I can see how this lines up. Technically be like this. Should also technically be slightly. Okay, we're at the mic section. Now this obviously is not going to be this color. I was thinking maybe something more like this. Let's just take this background. Start off with the background darker. Wrong button there. Button? It's not a... More like the wrong tool is really what I'm getting at here. Do I want this to be darker than the rest of it? No. I do think I want there to be a gradient, though. like the brighter one more. And then let me go over here. Grab... Let's try this gradient. I don't think I'm gonna go with it, but I want to at least see it. I heard this song, I was like, is that fucking Bad Apple about to happen? No, it's not. It would be more like... We have this darker, and we have it even darker, maybe. Something like this. Honestly, maybe just the gradient, maybe without this circle at the bottom. Let me try this with shorter sides. What does this look like more in... Maybe 2 in. I'm not opposed to this being slightly more like that, but I don't know when is the correct amount. Just keep decreasing it by 100 and seeing how that looks. I mean, this might be the minimum I'd want to go to. Okay, and my normal hour of streaming normal 4 hours of streaming, we do get to chapter 5 in the soundtrack. I was curious. Okay. Wrong tool? Wrong tool again. Tool. Brush. I'm just like, do I want little sparklies? I don't know if that's really the right vibe, though, for what I've done here. Confetti! Yippee yahoo confetti! Big confetti, small confetti. More confetti, but this time it's whatever color I have selected. More confetti everywhere. Not opposed to these, maybe? Sort of for texturing a little bit. I don't even know what they are, really, in the context of this. Sort of looks like we're in a cave. And these is like little crackies on the wall. Or maybe they're stars. They they look cool, whatever they are in this context. I feel like her power has truly been tapped for this. She feels like an anime character here, you know? She's using her cool, epic power. God, it's Ford Sanctuary. I do find it really funny to intentionally put in a song to fuck you up during a rhythm game. Incredibly funny. Okay, I'll save a PNG version of this. Hell yeah. We got 3 done today. That's fucking awesome. Good job, everyone. I guess me. You guys didn't. I'm the one who drew it. But hell yeah! I mean, we have like 10 minutes of stream left, but I don't think I can get anything else really going during all that, so I guess I'll get to you eventually. 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 And there we go. Why don't we go over to the big screen then? What up? We're on the big screen. Saw dudes. Did we all have a good time? I've been having a good time. I've been being a silly. My fucking chair rolling on the ground, causing noise forever. Everyone loves it. The hell yeah. Everybody having good time? I sure hope so. Wahoo! Alright. Doing my stretches. I got a bit too locked in there. I didn't do them as often as I should, I don't think. My foolish. But do remember to take care of yourself, chat. Fixing your posture and taking your meds, and saving your files and feeding your pets, and charging your devices and doing some stretches, and yada 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 yada. And like, theoretically I could spend these last couple minutes posting these. I don't know if that's gonna be too interesting, though. I might end stream just so I can post these without having to think about talking to chat while doing it. It's a couple of minutes earlier than I usually do, but I think that that's alright. So, let's see who we can raid, shall we? Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Oh, before I do that, I suppose I should do these. In case you would like to, you may take one of those. That first one there will only work if you're subscribed. I mean, it'll also work, I believe, if you do the redeem of unlocking an emote for a day. But, you know. I feel like I was slightly short there. You can see the bottom of my arm normally. Okay. Let's see here. Who do we raid? Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-bow. Ba-ba-da-ba-da-bow. Vex is live. We could raid Vex. It's not often that I get to go that way around here. I don't know. Oh my god, she's been live for 8 hours. I don't know if she's gonna keep staying live. She's fucking... What fucking time is it for her there? Jesus fucking Christ! Alright, you know what? Maybe. I don't know how long she'll be live for. I don't wanna raid into her, she's gonna be gone. Let's see here. Got you. How about... Ooh. I like a Lego. I did know you. Okay. Remember I was talking earlier, I was like, man, I don't remember who these emotes are from. Now actually seeing the model, I remember you. Okay, let's go here. Lina Zenyo. We're gonna be raiding over here. Playing with Legos! I like Legos. Hi, Glide. Or, I guess, bye, Glide. We're going over with Legos! Everybody likes Legos. I don't think I've ever met a single person who dislikes Legos. I don't think I have. Ever. Those are my parting words of wisdom. Goodbye!